Chapter 29. Red Tide. By 1947, the anti-communist campaign led by Congressman J. Parnell Thomas had cast a pall over Hollywood as insidious as the newly pervasive Los Angeles smog. With the House Un-American Activities Committee granting them open season, Movieland's fanatical right-wingers emerged from the woodwork, wrapped themselves in the flag, and came out punching, generally below the belt. Mrs. Leela Rogers' dutiful daughter Ginger and Howard Hughes were in the vanguard of the super-patriotic posse. John Wayne was elected president of a lynching party which called itself the Motion Picture Alliance for the Preservation of American Ideals. Charles Coburn was first vice president, Hedda Hopper second. In 1947, Hedda spent her entire vacation traveling across the United States by car addressing women's clubs, urging them to boycott films which feature communist actors. Director Leo McCarey and actor Ward Bond were charter members of the alliance. Paul Lucas, Robert Taylor, George Murphy, and Adolph Menjau were among those most eager to denounce all the Reds alleged to be hiding under Beverly Hills beds. Menjau feared that a communist takeover of the country was imminent. He declared that he was moving to Texas, quote, because the Texans will shoot all communists on sight, end quote. That keen political analyst, Gary Cooper, boasted of having rejected many scripts which espoused communist ideals. Aghast at these proceedings, a contingent of celebrities of another ilk chartered a plane and flew to Washington to protest these invasions of citizens' rights to privacy and their beliefs. On the plane were Bogart and Bacall, Gene Kelly, June Havoc, John Huston, and Danny Kaye. This stellar plane load did not play to an appreciative house. A group of arch-fiends was shortly singled out, the Hollywood Ten. These were Herbert Biberman, Albert Maltz, Edward Dmytryk, Adrian Scott, Ring Lardner Jr., Samuel Ordnitz, John Howard Lawson, Lester Cole, Alva Bessie, and Dalton Trumbo. Irony of ironies, after his condemnation, Trumbo bumped into a fellow prisoner, none other than his former accuser, Congressman J. Parnell Thomas, who had been sentenced to time in the clink for payroll padding. Allies of the Ten who preferred self-imposed exile to the ignominy, whatever the word is, of the situation at home were the talented directors Jules Dassin, John Barry, and Joe Losey, who continued their careers in Europe. The fate of those who stayed at home was often darker. The blacklist ruined the lives, or cut short the careers, of such talents as Anne Revere, Gail Sondergaard, Jean Muir, John Garfield, and J. Edward Bromberg. Dashiell Hammett and Lillian Hellman faced the Inquisitors with dignity and honor. Bullfrog voice actor Lionel Stander did a bang-up number of outraged innocents for the committee's benefits and told them where to go. He then cleared out to Italy, where he continued his eccentric career unperturbed. Sidney Buckman, scenarist of Capra's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, refused to appear. He was cited for contempt of Congress and immediately became unemployable in Hollywood. Conscience is a sometimes thing and did not make cowards of them all, but some celebrities squealed, named names, and blithely continued their careers through this dark age. Dmytryk, Elia Kazan, Jerome Robbins. Larry Parks was a special case. He admitted to membership in the Communist Party to save his skin. His skin may have been saved, but his career was finished. The public was not amused. For its politics, Hollywood just didn't mix. The Red Hunt did nothing to improve the quality of American films or American life. What it did do was ruin many lives and careers and tarnish the glamour of Tinseltown. That is the end of this chapter.